What if I told you that some of the biggest car companies aren't just slow to embrace electric vehicles, they might actually be trying to hold them back? Yes, that's right. Today, we're diving into the surprising reality behind some of the most powerful names in the auto industry and their efforts to stall the shift to cleaner electric vehicles. Why should you care? Well, if you're passionate about the climate change, logically, or just curious about why the EV market still seems stuck in first gear, then this video is for you. And trust me, by the time we hit last fact on our list, you might just look at your favorite car brand in a whole new light. First up, we have one of the most shocking names on the list, Toyota. But why would one of the largest automakers in the world push back against electric cars? Let's dig in and find out. The global climate race and big auto's resistance. In 2024, a game-changing report from InfluenceMap unveiled a truth that's hard to ignore. Nearly all of the world's biggest automakers have actively lobbied against pro-EV policies. And it's not just a minor hiccup. Out of the top 15 car companies studied across key regions like the European Union, Australia, the United Kingdom, Japan, and more, only one company, Tesla, was found to be fully supportive of EV-friendly policies. Meanwhile, 10 automakers earned dismal scores, ranked D or D+ for their intense efforts to block regulations promoting electric vehicles. Toyota, a giant in the industry, emerged as the most aggressive opponent of pro-EV policies. Known for its Prius and hybrid models, Toyota is not only resisting the shift to fully electric vehicles, but is also fiercely lobbying in regions like the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia to maintain the status quo for traditional gas-powered engines. Let's be real. It's not what you'd expect from the same company that pioneered hybrid technology. But as we'll see, Toyota's priorities have shifted, and not necessarily towards sustainability. Industry influence on climate policies. You'd think with the global warming on the rise, these automakers would be at the forefront of change, right? Sadly, the opposite seems true. Many automakers wield their influence to water down ambitious climate policies, using their lobbying power to influence governments around the world. In Australia, for instance, the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries successfully lobbied to reduce the new vehicle efficiency standards set in March 2024. Originally, these standards aimed to cut emissions by 60% by 2029. However, due to intense industry pressure, that target was weakened to a mere 50% reduction. The United States has faced similar struggles. Industry groups like the Alliance for Automotive Innovation have repeatedly lobbied against strict greenhouse gas emission standards, often succeeding in weakening proposed regulations. Every automaker in the InfluenceMap study, with the exception of Tesla, is part of at least two of these major lobbying groups, and some belong to as many as 5 or more. Imagine the pressure that governments feel when facing down these powerful coalitions. Electric vehicle production targets and who's really leading the charge. So, if car companies are supposed to lead the way toward electric vehicles, why aren't they? InfluenceMap's research reveals an unsettling answer. Most automakers aren't prepared to meet EV targets for 2030. According to the International Energy Agency's pathway to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, 66% of all cars sold by 2030 should be electric. Yet only 3 companies, Tesla, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW, are projected to hit that benchmark. Tesla, known for its pioneering all-electric line, stands out with a B rating from InfluenceMap for its commitment to EVs. But the rest of the industry? They're lagging behind. The study forecasts that industry-wide EV production will only reach 53% by 2030, meaning more than 40% of new vehicles could still be running on gasoline or diesel engines by then. So, who's holding things back? Japanese automakers, according to the data, seem the least prepared for the shift. Toyota, Suzuki, Mazda, and Honda all scored poorly, with Toyota expected to hit only 29% EV production by 2030, Suzuki at just 10%, Honda at 24%, and Mazda at 30%. These brands continue to champion hybrid technology and internal combustion engines, suggesting that a full electric transition might be further away than we think. The SUV boom and its environmental impact. If automakers aren't pushing for more EVs, what are they promoting? Interestingly, SUVs and light trucks, which consume more fuel and have higher emissions. By 2030, these larger vehicles are forecast to make up 64% of global light-duty vehicle sales, up from the 57% in 2020. But why does this matter? The more SUVs on the road, the harder it is to cut down on oil demand and emissions. Between 2021 and 2022 alone, SUVs accounted for 1/3 of the total growth in global oil demand. If automakers continue to promote these larger vehicles, climate experts warn that our goals for reducing global warming could become even more difficult to reach. The role of industry associations in climate policy. One of the reasons these companies have so much sway is their membership in industry associations that represent their collective interests. And these groups are anything but silent. They consistently advocate for slower EV transitions, Zerenia pushing for policies that extend the life of internal combustion engines. For example, Australia's FCAI argued for a relaxed emission standard, swing despite the urgent need to lower emissions. The pattern is clear. These associations play a major role in holding back ambitious climate policies, and they're doing so with the support of nearly every major automaker. So what does this mean for the future of EVs? At this point, you might be wondering, are electric vehicles really the future? Or will we continue to see the gas-guzzling SUVs and hybrids dominating the road? The truth is, without significant policy changes and a shift in industry priorities, it's going to be an uphill battle. But what does this mean for you, the consumer? It's a call to action. Whether we're car buyers, environmental advocates, or just concerned citizens, it's up to us to demand accountability. If we keep supporting companies that truly prioritize climate goals, we can make a difference. It's clear that we're facing a massive challenge if we want a cleaner, greener future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more insights like these. And let us know in the comments, which car company shocked you the most today?